Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Journal Paper Awards in in RecSys. My name is Özlem Özgöbek. I'm an associate professor at the Norwegian University of Science and Technology, and I would like to introduce Carlene and Ashmi to introduce this session.
Hello, now it's on. Hi everybody, my name is Carlijn Dinnissen. I'm from Utrecht University. And before we start with the Journal Paper Awards, we would like to take some time to tell you a little bit about Women in RecSys, who we are, what the community is doing, what kind of activities we've been organizing, and also a little bit about the history of Women in RecSys. But before I start, I would like to thank again our sponsors, the RecSys General Chairs, the RecSys organization, as well as Amazon Music and Prime Video, who were kind enough to sponsor these Journal Paper Awards. So thank you again. A little bit about the journey of Women in RecSys. This is a tradition that actually started 10 years ago, so this is our anniversary. And it was started by Michelle Zhou, Karen Church, and Tao Ye, with the goal to foster diversity in the RecSys community. And initially, it started super informally, just as a networking event for women in the community. And 4 years later, in 2018, it was officially incorporated in the RecSys conference with the help of Sikai. And ever since then, it has evolved into a really nice community where women who both work in the academic world as well as industry can share their experience of their work, of their research, and also of being a woman in RecSys and perhaps challenges that they faced and how they dealt with those challenges. And to celebrate a little bit more, we have a picture here of Women in RecSys 2014. It was in Silicon Valley, and it was a really, as I understand, a really impromptu event. It was just pulling some people out of the line for the lunch, and about 20 to 30 people attended that year for that lunch out of 480 total attendees. So I'm wondering who here was there 10 years ago? Yeah, I see 3 hands. Very, very nice. So welcome back, I'd say. And since then, in 2015, it grew a little bit already. 2 lunch tables were reserved, and we've gradually grown and grown much bigger, I'd say. Here are a couple of pictures of previous events in the years before this. And you can see that it has grown into quite a big group of women coming together every year and celebrating being a woman in this community. And then on to this year. This year, the organizers of Women in RecSys are Ashmi, Özlem, Sole, and me. And we've been focusing on 3 main activities. The first one being the online keynote series, second one being the breakfast at this conference, and the third one being the Journal Paper Awards. And I will tell you a little bit about the first 2 activities, and then Ashmi will take over for the Journal Paper Awards. So first, the online keynote series. This is a way that we can spotlight women who work in the RecSys community. And it happens 4 weeks before the conference starts. So it's an online keynote series. Anyone can join, any gender. And we have each year 4 amazing women that tell us about their career, about their research, about potentially challenges that they faced. And then there's also a possibility for a Q&A with the women. And this year we had quite a good turn-up. We had almost 100 registrations. If you missed it this year, keep an eye out for the messages about next year. We have a sign-up sheet. If you sign up, you will receive the Zoom link and then you can join the keynote sessions. And I'd like to also take this opportunity to thank our great keynote speakers, super varied, a lot of different perspectives this year. And they were Caroline Thurwath-Xavier, Sherry Sahibi, Julia Neidhart, and Ding Tong. So if you missed their keynote, try and find them in the conference and ask them all about it. And then on to another very important event, the Women's Breakfast. It actually took place this morning at 8. And we had a really great turnout, which, I mean, after dinner and karaoke, which for some people came quite late, we were really happy to see so many people come together. This breakfast is open to conference attendees who identify as a woman, and it's meant to be an informal way to meet each other, to discuss your work, discuss maybe personal things, network, while you can enjoy a nice breakfast and coffee, of course. And this year we had about 90 attendees. It was completely sold out already during registration, but we'll try to make as much space as possible in the next years. And the venue might look familiar by now to you. It was in this great building. And I'll finish off my talk with a great picture of everyone who was there. And I'd like to thank you again for participating and hope to see you again in next year's. And now I'll hand it over to Ashmi.
Thank you so much, Caroline, for the lovely introduction. So my name is Ashmi Banerjee, and I am a PhD candidate at Technical University of Munich. I would like to talk about, the journal paper of the Year Awards that is organized by the Women in RecSys, and give you an overview before we actually have the presentations by the winners. So the criteria this year was that it has to be a woman-authored journal paper that has already been accepted, and the date of acceptance should be either between should be between 31st of May 2023 and 31st of May 2024. And we had two categories, and we have taken the top 3 from each category. So the categories were junior and senior. So I will tell you more once we see the categories, the individual categories. And as you can see, this was also supported by Amazon Music and Prime Video, and of course the RecSys community. And you see the winners in Singapore last year. So if you're here, you can probably see yourself. So yeah, and the winners would receive then free registration to RecSys. So this was the committee for this year. As you can see, that it is quite a diverse mix of people from different areas of recommended systems, and also quite diverse in terms of gender balance, and yeah. So these are the junior researchers. So a junior researcher is categorized as someone who is in their PhD or is up to 5 years after their PhD, and anyone else beyond that is a senior researcher. I will not go through the details of the papers and the winners, because Özlem will introduce them anyway. But one thing that is really worth mentioning today is that we had a nomination for one paper which was nominated for both the senior and the junior category, and guess what? It also won. So we have 5 presentations instead of 6, because one paper won in both the categories. So yeah, Özlem is going to tell you more about all these things, and with this, yes, so this is the schedule, and with this, I conclude my presentation. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Carlene and Ashmi. Now we continue with the presentation.